right, welcome back to the Straight Red Card. We're going to continue on, and now we are moving to the midfielders, sort of the box-to-box guys, and central defensive midfielders pool. And, we are later going to go on to a CAM pool, but I got to say, really these are the guys who are going to play the three in the middle for Berhalter. We'll get to that conversation when we get to CAMs, but we've got to eliminate 5 of these guys, and people are going to ask, Brett, why is it Roldan on here? Like the MLS guys are going to ask that. Why is Kellyn Acosta on there? Well, I don't know. They've been proven to not be good enough for the men's national team at the very top level.
So, and looking at my top 4, not even taking the 5th into consideration, because, okay, at that point, okay. But looking at my top 4, I don't see how either Roldan or Acosta could really fit in.
I agree. Yeah, I don't either. And I think they've had their time to shine, and they didn't shine. So let's move on to our pool. And you might ask, how did we get this pool? Well, I just picked them. I said, these are the guys I know that are performing regularly and well currently.
Well, and if we were considering the overall playing pool that, say, Berhalter has called in the past, we would see a Roldan and a Acosta in there. But quite frankly, again, they're not going to make the top 5 list. I just don't understand why we bring him up at this point.
Exactly. And then, if you ask me, is Roldan a better player currently than Cole Bassett? I'm going to say yes. But should Roldan really even be considered? No, he's older. Mm-hmm. He's shown us what he can do. Cole Bassett's a young player who's kind of on the rise and someone to keep an eye on. That way, for that reason alone, he makes the list. And so who you got scratched off first?
Okay, let's take out Luca De La Torre. De La Torre.
Luca De La Torre at currently playing at Heracles and he was going to be eliminated from my list eventually anyhow, but I have to give this guy props. Mm-hmm. He's playing for Heracles. Mm-hmm. Starts every game, plays 90 minutes. Should have left Fulham years ago and done this, but
again, he's the type of player that I would like to see get called up and given a chance.
Yeah.
But I just don't have anything to go off of outside the fact that he's playing consistently for his club. Whether that translated into performance for the United States national teams, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I look at players in his similar situation, like Ledesma, Mendez, Uli Lenez, and none of them are playing, and he is. And he plays regularly, plays 90 minutes. He's proven himself, and I think that's why he's on this list. Now, yeah, he needs to be scratched. He's not a top 5 guy yet, but he's working on it. I'm going to get rid of Cole Bassett. That's an easy one. He's too young.
Took the easy one out.
He's just getting started. So, yeah, it's no real debate there. Your next guy.
Take out Dwayne Holmes.
Ouch, my boy Dwayne Holmes.
I will say, and I've made an argument for him in the past, and I would love to see him get another chance with the Nats. His game or two that he's had with the Nats prior was absolutely fun to watch.
Yeah,
relatively calm and collect with the ball. He was fast paced, moved off the ball. But again, if I had to pick a top 5 right now, he's just not cracking the list.
Have to go with you. Obviously, Wayne Rooney just said he was a lazy dude. So he left Derby, and Wayne Rooney went back to his old club, Huddersfield, where he shot out of the blocks immediately, scoring a goal. Everything looked great. Then he had to go play his old club, Derby, and they beat his ass, and they beat Huddersfield. That must have been humiliating for him. And Huddersfield, they are struggling, man. They will barely survive this year. So he better get back on his game. At least he's getting playing time now and even starts. So, but he's not my top 5. I'm going to cross out here. And this is not going to be popular, but I'm going to have to cross out Owen Otasowie. And the reason I'm crossing him out, he's just not top 5 yet. He's gotten a handful of games so far. He's played good in one of them, and not good enough in some of the others. Missed a sitting header for a goal in one game, which would have been I think it would even have been the tying goal or the winning goal, and he missed it like with, seconds left on the clock. So that was humiliating. I don't know. We'll see. He's too young. I'd like to see him get more playing time. Yes, he's not playing with the U23s anymore. That's fabulous. But Wolves, that's a good team. So I can see why he's not getting playing time. But to be in the top 5, you got to play. That's one of my
when you said he's not playing with the 23s, my initial thought process was the Olympic squad because they just announced the 30-man roster.
I think he's on
it. And you're like, and that's fabulous. And I'm like, well, that's rough.
I think he is on the Olympic squad roster.
I just saw the thing. I haven't really looked at the roster itself since they cut back on a bit.
There were like 30-something guys on it.
Still 30,
yeah. They're gonna axe a lot of those guys. But
they still have to, they have to axe about 10 of them, yeah.
But Owen Otasoe is not going to be one of them, and we don't really need him right now. It's to be in the top 5. So, all right, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. One more to go.
I don't know how nitty gritty it is. I'm nixing Alfredo Morales.
Okay, that's fair.
And I was a big fan of Morales, and I thought he kind of got the shaft there for a long time. But he is also getting up there in age, and
he's getting up there in age. And you know what? He didn't play this weekend for his club. He's not injured. But when he came back from injury this earlier part of the season, man, he was great for Dusseldorf. And they started winning games. Like, they were crappy before he came back. Then they started winning almost every game. They weren't losing games. But now they've gone back to struggling again. And I see him on the bench all the time. And I'm kind of like, why wouldn't you play that guy? He's the guy that got you going, maybe get you back into the Bundesliga from 2 Liga. But no, he's not playing as much all of a sudden. And I don't know if there's a nagging injury there or what. He is the kind of guy I would like on the team just because he's really good tackler, and he'll stick in it. I mean, he will tackle. I mean, he's a tough guy, and we need that sometimes. So, but is he top 5? Highly questionable, and I'm fine with you taking him out.
Well, and it's, I think you kind of got a raw deal with the U.S. coaching staffs, multiple staffs at that, and quite frankly, U.S. fan base. Kind of give him a raw end, and and quite frankly, I think you could have easily made an argument for him to be in the 5th position.
Yeah,
I went for age in this situation, but
I don't think he's particularly old. Isn't he another 29-year-old guy that's probably 32?
Pull it up to the run, huh? Yeah, 29-year-old. Yeah.
I mean, I think he's more 28, 29-ish, but I guess for me, he also 30. Okay, he also doesn't fit in Berhalter's system anywhere. If you play him as a CDM, he can't distribute like, say, Adams can. So he's not a distributor. He's just a all-out ball wrecker.
I was going to say, I thought in the past, he did a fine job at more of a box-to-box type midfielder. No real defined defensive role, but also no offensive role. Just, to move into position, move into space, get the ball, disrupt their play,
He's not the kind of guy that's going to score goals or give you a lot of assists. And I don't think he fits into Berhalter's system. That's not why I actually had him as 5, but I'm fine with you taking him out and going from here. And my number 1 was Weston McKennie.
Okay, no, I can see that.
My number 2 is Tyler Adams.
Okay, we flip-flop those, but yeah.
I think we can live with my pick on that one.
I'm a McKinney fan, and I think he does extremely great stuff. I also recognize what Adams does. Now, the only reason I mentioned Adams as number 1 is purely because he's basically the go-to starting defensive midfielder, whereas McKinney's a box-to-box. So it's tough to say who's number 1, in all honesty.
Well, they're both rock-solid starters.
Yes. They just play different positions is my problem, I guess.
So ranking them 1 or 2, you can flip-flop those around. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But we'll just put McKennie at 1 right now since he's scoring more goals.
Why not? Let's go with that.
My number 3, or let's go with your number 3.
I had God, I'm gonna butcher this name too, but Yunus Musa.
Yunus Musa. Yep, he was
Musa.
my number.
I wasn't sure how to pronounce that last part. Musa.
Yeah, he's young. He's not playing all that much with Valencia, except last weekend he started, went 50 minutes or something like that, got yanked off the field. He's a young guy. I liked what I saw in the friendly with him. I think he's going to be a great player. Yeah.
And the only reason why I listed him in the top 5 compared to some of the other dual nationals who haven't quite, committed to the United States is he, in fact, has come to a friendly and been a part of a camp. He's not 100% committed yet. Okay, I'll grant you that. But he has at least got his foot in the door, and he's met the players, and he's, met the system,
I think he's going to pick us.
I hope so.
That's all I'm hearing from him behind the scenes.
Yeah.
To England, he's just a U23 Olympics guy. But for us, he's the future, and we need him now. So I think he's going to go with us, and he's going to play right away with us. He'll go probably right into the starting lineup in that mid-3. My number 4, man, this was tough, I have to say. But my number 4 is Johnny Cardoso.
Oh.
People are going to say, what? Over Jackson Ewell? Yeah. And it's probably for the same reason I misspelled Ewell on this sheet and on the slide. And it's just that Ewell just doesn't do it for me. I think he's steady. I think he's a solid defender. I think he's a high quality young player in MLS. And I think he has some great potential. But I think the same thing about Johnny Cardoso. And I also think that Johnny is playing against some of the best Brazilian clubs in the world right now. And he doesn't always start, but he does get minutes usually at the end of every game. He has started before. He usually gets minutes, and he's young.
He's a 19-year-old getting playing time. One of the top teams in top leagues in South America. So
exactly,
I'm cool with that. I had Jackson Ewell as my 4. Only because of the consistent playing time he's seen under Berhalter's setup.
Yeah.
Cardoso has been brought in, and Cardoso, let me rephrase that, I guess. He's been brought in. He's seen playing time under Berhalter in those camps. But quite frankly, right now, Jackson's played consistently on the camps that he's been brought into. I don't see him cracking the top 3 unless injuries or various other things occur. But I stand firm that I think Jackson over Cardoso at this point.
I think I agree.
Simply because of the confidence that Berhalter has in him.
I agree. I'm going to give you that one. So I'm going to put Ewell above Cardoso. But they do call him Johnny Soccer in Brazil, just so you know.
I don't know if that's an insult or not. We always get picked on for calling it soccer.
I know, and we didn't even come up with that name. That's the weird thing. Americans didn't come up with that name. The English did. They just decided not to use it. But it's short for association soccer, football. Anyhow, so that is our midfielders and CDMs.